Scene script. Ever wondered if nature had a secret code? The answer is yes, and it's known as the golden ratio. Picture this, a mathematical concept, a ratio, that slips into the spirals of a seashell, the petals of a flower, and even the spiraling galaxies far away. It's not a science fiction, it's the golden ratio. The golden ratio, often symbolized by the Greek letter phi, is a mathematical concept that's been known since antiquity. It's approximately 1.61803398875, but don't worry, there'll be no pop quiz on this. It's a simple ratio, yet it's found in some of the most complex and beautiful structures in nature. This fascinating number is derived from a sequence of numbers known as the Fibonacci sequence. This sequence starts with 0 and 1, and each subsequent number is the sum of the previous two. So it goes 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and so on. And here's where the magic happens. If you take any two successive numbers in this sequence and divide the larger one by the smaller, you get a number close to the golden ratio. But what's truly mind-boggling is how this mathematical concept sneaks its way into the natural world. You'll find the golden ratio in the arrangement of seeds in a sunflower, the spirals of a pine cone, and even the structure of hurricanes and galaxies. Now, you might be wondering, why does nature love this ratio so much? Well, that's a question that has baffled scientists and mathematicians for centuries. Some believe it's because structures based on the golden ratio are incredibly efficient, while others think it's just a cosmic coincidence. Regardless of why it happens, there's no denying that the golden ratio is all around us, woven into the very fabric of the universe. So buckle up as we unravel the mystery of nature's secret code, the golden ratio. From the petals on a flower to the spirals of galaxies, we're about to embark on a journey through nature's most intriguing and beautiful secret. Let's start with something close to home, our green friends, plants. Now, you might be wondering, what does mathematics have to do with the lush greenery of my backyard? Well, the answer is quite a lot. You see, the golden ratio is a mathematical concept that crops up in some pretty unexpected places, and yes, that includes the world of flora. It's like a hidden code underlying the structure and arrangement of our leafy companions. Take the arrangement of leaves on a stem, for instance. You might have noticed that leaves on a stem don't grow directly above each other. Instead, they are staggered in a way that allows each leaf to receive maximum sunlight. This arrangement follows the golden ratio, allowing each leaf its fair share of sunshine and the plant, in turn, to photosynthesize efficiently. So in essence, plants are not just biology, they're mathematics in action. Now let's talk about flowers. Have you ever counted the number of petals on a flower? If not, give it a try next time. You'll find that many flowers have a number of petals that's a Fibonacci number. That's right, whether it's a 3-petaled lily, a 5-petaled rose, or a 34-petaled dahlia, they're all in line with the golden ratio. And then there's the sunflower, a spectacular example of the golden ratio in action. Look closely at the arrangement of seeds in a sunflower head. You'll see 2 sets of spirals, one winding clockwise and the other counterclockwise. The number of spirals in each set? Yep, you guessed it, Fibonacci numbers again. This arrangement allows for the most efficient packing of seeds, ensuring the sunflower's continued survival. So there you have it. The world of plants is not just about chlorophyll and photosynthesis. It's a beautifully orchestrated mathematical symphony with the golden ratio as the conductor. Next time you walk through a garden, remember, you're walking through a world of mathematical precision. Not just plants, the animal kingdom also bows to the golden ratio. This profound mathematical principle is not just limited to flora. It has a significant footprint in fauna as well. Let's delve into the world of dolphins first. It's not just their playful nature and intelligence that captivates us. It's also their perfect proportions. The body lengths of dolphins, from the tip of their noses to the end of their dorsal fins and tails, follow the golden ratio. It seems like the blue seas have their own version of the golden secret, but it's not just the sea creatures. The golden ratio also flutters in the world of butterflies. The beautiful patterns on a butterfly's wings are not just there for show. The vein patterns on their wings also adhere to the golden ratio, showcasing nature's artistic side. And let's not forget our buzzing buddies, the honeybees. In a bee colony, the ratio of female bees to male bees in any given hive is, you guessed it, the golden ratio. It's like the bees have their own mathematical rule book for maintaining their population. Even the fastest creature on Earth, the cheetah, has not escaped the golden touch. The cheetah's body, from its nose to the start of its tail, compared to the length of its tail, also follows the golden ratio. It's like the golden ratio is the secret formula for speed. And it's not just the animals on land and sea, but also the ones in the sky. The wingspan of birds, from eagles to sparrows compared to the length of their bodies, also follows this divine proportion. It's like the golden ratio gives them the perfect balance to soar high in the sky. So it seems the golden ratio is nature's blueprint, a secret code that shapes the living world around us, from the tiniest butterfly to the fastest cheetah. So animals aren't just instinct and survival, they're also about divine proportions. Ever notice the spiral in a hurricane or a galaxy? Yes, that's our golden friend at work again. We often associate the golden ratio with the beauty of nature, architecture, and art. But did you know it also plays a significant role in something as unpredictable as weather patterns and as vast as celestial bodies? Let's start with weather patterns. Have you ever seen an aerial view of a hurricane? It's a sight to behold, with swirling clouds forming a mesmerizing spiral. This spiral isn't just random, it's a logarithmic spiral that follows the golden ratio. The same pattern can be observed in tornadoes, cyclones, and even the way water spirals down your drain. The golden ratio doesn't stop at Earth's atmosphere. It extends its reach to the cosmos. When we gaze at the stars, we're looking at a celestial dance choreographed by the golden ratio. Take galaxies, for instance. The Milky Way, our galactic home, is a spiral galaxy. If you could view it from the outside, you'd see a spiral pattern similar to the one in hurricanes. This pattern, again, is a logarithmic spiral that adheres to the golden ratio. Even the rings of Saturn, one of the most striking features in our solar system, show traces of the golden ratio. The Cassini division, a gap between Saturn's two brightest rings, is in a location that nearly matches the golden ratio in relation to the outer width of the ring system. So, what's the takeaway here? The golden ratio is not just about aesthetics or design. It's a fundamental aspect of our universe, governing the shapes and patterns we see around us every day. It's in the way storms brew, how galaxies spin, and where celestial bodies place their features. It's a silent player, often unnoticed, yet always present, shaping the world and universe around us. From the swirling storm to the spinning galaxy, the golden ratio is the silent player. It's the secret whisper of nature, telling us that there's more to this world than meets the eye. And isn't that a beautiful thought? We're not separate from nature, and our bodies are a testament to the golden ratio. This intriguing mathematical principle weaves itself through our very existence, and yes, that includes you and me. So let's dive into the fascinating world of our bodies and the golden ratio. It's easy to think of ourselves as separate entities, but in reality, we are deeply interconnected with the natural world. And the golden ratio is a prime example of this connection. Consider the human hand. Each section of our fingers, from the base to the tip, is larger than the preceding one by about the golden ratio. This proportion remains consistent regardless of the size of the hand. Quite fascinating, isn't it? The golden ratio is also evident in the proportions of the human face. The distance from the chin to the nose to the eyebrows, and the eyebrows to the hairline are all in golden ratio to each other. This ratio is often used in art and design, as it's believed to create aesthetically pleasing compositions. Let's take a step back and look at the whole human body. If you divide your height by the distance from your belly button to the ground, guess what you get? That's right, the golden ratio. But it's not just about proportions. The golden ratio also appears in the spirals of our DNA, the rhythm of our heartbeats, and even the structure of our brains. It's as if our bodies are singing a song in the language of the golden ratio, a melody that resonates with the universe. In conclusion, the golden ratio is not just a mathematical curiosity. It's a fundamental part of us, a thread that binds us to the cosmos. So, the next time you look at your reflection, remember this. You're not just looking at a person, you're looking at a living, breathing manifestation of a universal principle. Look at your hand, your face, your whole body. You're a living example of the golden ratio. The golden ratio even extends to the building blocks of life, our DNA. Now, isn't that something? This divine proportion isn't just hanging out in the petals of a sunflower or the spirals of a galaxy. It's right inside us, in every cell of our body. Our DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, is the blueprint of life, carrying all the genetic information necessary to build and maintain an organism. And guess what? The golden ratio is beautifully woven into this intricate structure. Think of the DNA as a twisted ladder or a double helix. Each rung of this ladder is made up of two molecular components, or bases, that pair up to form the genetic code. The length of one full turn of this double helix, which encompasses about 10 of these base pairs, measures 34 angstroms. The width, on the other hand, measures 21 angstroms. Now, if you're sharp, you'll notice something special about these numbers. Yes, they're consecutive numbers in the Fibonacci sequence, and their ratio approximates the golden ratio. But the golden ratio's influence on our DNA doesn't stop there. It also dictates the 3D structure of the DNA. The helix describes a precise spiral which, you've guessed it, is governed by the golden ratio. This spiral is not just a random choice. It plays a crucial role in how efficiently the DNA packs into the cell and how it unwinds to replicate or repair itself. It's remarkable, isn't it? This simple yet profound mathematical concept, the golden ratio, isn't just an abstract idea, it's a fundamental aspect of our physical existence, woven into the very fabric of life. So the next time you look at a pine cone or a sunflower, remember, you're not just observing a random pattern. You're witnessing the same divine proportion that's coded into your very genes. Our very existence is a tribute to the golden ratio. Is the golden ratio a universal language of nature? This question might seem like a leap, but given everything we've explored, it's not entirely out of bounds. This seemingly simple mathematical proportion appears to be a recurring theme in the tapestry of life. But is it just a coincidence, or does it point towards a more profound truth? Imagine for a moment that nature had a blueprint, a pattern, a code that it follows to create and sustain life. This code doesn't discriminate. It applies to everything from the spirals of galaxies to the structure of tiny seashells. That's the golden ratio for you. A consistent, recurring pattern that brings order to the otherwise chaotic natural world. The golden ratio isn't just a fascinating mathematical quirk. It's a language that nature seems to use to communicate, to create, and to evolve. It's the language of symmetry, of balance, and of efficiency. It's a language that transcends species, ecosystems, and even planets. It's a language we believe that's universal. But why does nature use this language? Well, that's a question that still baffles scientists. Some believe that the golden ratio represents the most efficient, most harmonious way to organize and distribute growth. Others suggest that it's a product of evolution, a pattern that has proven successful over billions of years. And what's the significance of this golden language? Well, apart from its aesthetic appeal, understanding the golden ratio could provide insights into the fundamental workings of the natural world. It could help us predict patterns, solve complex problems, and even inspire our designs and technology. From the nautilus shell to the human body, from the spiral galaxies to the DNA, the golden ratio seems to whisper a secret about the inherent unity and interconnectedness in the universe. It's a reminder that everything is connected, that we're all part of the same cosmic dance. In conclusion, the golden ratio might not be a universal language in the conventional sense, but it certainly seems to be a universal pattern, a universal principle. It's a testament to the inherent unity and harmony in nature. The golden ratio might just be nature's way of showing us the beauty of unity and harmony. We've traveled from the garden to the galaxy, all following the golden trail. It's been a journey of discovery, unearthing the silent architect of our world, the golden ratio. From the spirals of sunflowers and the intricate patterns of pine cones to the majestic proportions of the great white shark, we've seen the golden ratio in action. We've delved deeper too, exploring how this mathematical marvel shapes the swirling patterns of hurricanes and even our own DNA. The golden ratio isn't just a fascinating numerical phenomenon, it's a universal language, a mathematical melody humming in the background of our existence. In our bodies, our weather, and even our genetic blueprint, we've seen the golden ratio's silent hand at work, crafting the world we see around us in a harmony of proportions. The golden ratio, nature's secret code, is indeed the silent architect of the world we see around us. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, nature always has more secrets to reveal.